Warning: the following video presentation contains scenes of an extremely delicious nature. Failure to eat first or bring a snack to consume during the program could result in wanting to lick the screen or place an obscenely large Uber Eats order. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, boys and ghouls. DK's making a snack today. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? DK's making a snack today. Shove it right into your mouth. DK's making a snack today. What's it gonna be? Is he making it for me? DK's making a snack today. It's time for tactical snacking with DK.
Hey folks, how's it going?
Hey, folks.
It has been a week. Let me tell you. Thankfully, I got much better sleep last night than I did the night before, which is why I didn't end up streaming yesterday. And but we're here. Today. We're gonna make the stuff that we're gonna make. Did you see who just went live?
Did I go live? I'm live
No,
now?
G Money just went live.
Oh, yes, I saw. G-Money's live. G-Money's cool, peeps.
Yes, he is.
We understand if you're going to go check him out.
It's all good.
Either way, we need to eat dinner.
Yes, we do. So at any rate, tonight, hey, Avocado Green KitchenAid, you remembered your password. Awesome. So we're going to make what we were going to make last night tonight, which is specifically candied yams, but quicker, and some roasted Brussels sprouts with bacon, balsamic vinegar, and maple syrup. I was also going to be making pumpkin cheesecake. However, about 10 minutes ago, as I was kind of pulling stuff out and getting things ready, one of the ingredients that I went to pull out, I noticed was no bueno, specifically the sour cream. And so I was like, oh, I guess we're not doing that then.
I offered to go to the store.
She did, but it was just like, it would have been way too rushing. And after the week that both of us have had, it's kind of like, you know what? We're just going to pump the brakes on that one. We're going to make the pumpkin cheesecake. It's just not going to be tonight. But I have everything for it. We're good to go on it, other than the one thing. So, and then tomorrow, to celebrate the beginning of the Akibasho, the November Grand Sumo Tournament, we're going to be making the fan favorite sumo stew from the Matsu stable, and that then we're going to end up raiding into Midnight Sumo, who is the channel that we'll be hanging out in to watch the sumo tournament. So
that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, and it's going to be fun. Hey, Lumpy Pickle's here. Welcome, buddy.
Yes, and Lumpy Pickle.
And Zodic is here, too.
Pickle cooked the veg with pixie dust.
Nice. Did you end up roasting them? Please tell me you did. Each year, I always order a whole pumpkin cheesecake from a different restaurant around here for Thanksgiving. Oh, that's awesome, Zodic.
Okay, so that being said, which cheesecake's been the best? Because not all cheesecakes are the same.
This is true. But my springform pan came in, was ready to go for it.
Went through the dishwasher.
It was clean, ready to go. But it was when because we always have sour cream, I went and pulled it out and I checked it. I'm like, something wrong here. And
It's not supposed to be that color.
it's not supposed to have that particular smell to it. No, not roasted with this. It's a quick meal, but roast next time. Okay, cool. Hey, I'm glad you're making use of that pixie dust. So, hey, Bonsai Merlin, thank you for the resub.
Bonsai's the best.
She is.
Which reminds
she
me
was making some super yummy, delicious looking stuff. We were hanging out. I was hanging out in her chat, and yeah, it looked really good. And I'm like, oh man, she's making us all look bad.
Thank you, Bonsai. You're pushing him into a new level.
So, at any rate, yeah. So tonight's going to be relatively basic in comparison. I'm really kind of bummed about not being able to make the cheesecake, but at the same time, it's just like, you know what, man, it's been a week. And to be honest, I got one from Maggiano's one year and it had some candied pralines on it that I didn't expect, but it was freaking delicious. I can see how that would be super good. Hey, Brewpod, thank you for the follow. Yeah, it really did look good. It honestly did. The phyllo dough, everything looked really good. Really good. And I love the fact that the voice reminders work, which is hilarious.
The closest Maggiano's to us is outside of Seattle.
That's funny. But,
and the next closest is San Jose.
Okay. I am familiar with Maggiano's, though, because there's one in my hometown that we used to go to with some frequency. So, yes. Okay. So, we should probably get this party started. And since it's going to take the longest, amazingly, we're going to start with the Brussels sprouts. But before I actually start touching the sprouts, I need to get the bacon going for the bacon that's going to go with the Brussels sprouts. So, there we go. Oh, hi, dogs. How are you dogs doing?
Because we need protein with our dinner, we're making oven fried chicken again.
Yeah, we're making oven fried chicken again because, well, I had some left over from the other night, or chicken thighs that hadn't cooked yet. And I'm like, well, you know what? I got to roast the Brussels sprouts at kind of the same temp anyways, so it just sort of made sense. What I'm busting out right now is literally a pack of like bacon ends and stuff like that, because I knew I was going to be making, fair amount of bacon bits and stuff. So I just figured, you know what? I'll go with the pack of the ends, and then the rendered bacon fat from this is what we'll use to toss the Brussels sprouts. So this can go back in the fridge. And then I'm going to do that which most people would call absolutely insane and why you do this. But you know what? It's been working for me, so I'm not going to apologize.
Now I'm curious. Oh, I know what you're doing.
That's right. I just put water in the pan.
I had doubts, but you
That's
proved
right.
me wrong.
There's water in that there pan. And after watching that video, which I really need to post a link to, and having given it a try, I'm pretty convinced about starting it out in the pan with water, and then by letting it cook in that water for a somewhat longer period of time, it not only converts the collagen to gelatin, but it also helps render out the fat better. So then once the water actually totally evaporates off and then it starts frying in the fat, it ends up more tender. And then once that's all done, we'll end up
It's more
cutting it
tender
up
yet
later.
crispy.
Yeah.
Like
It's
the
really
outside's crispy, but it's tender too. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is really weird, but it works. So we're happy about that. So, anyways, that's gonna go, and we're gonna let it go. In the meantime, we've got just because that's how I could get a hold of them. And for the most part, I'm going to be chopping them in half like this, unless they're on the smaller side, because if they're smaller, then I'll just leave them whole. But then we'll toss them in a bit of the bacon fat and salt and pepper. I don't need to really I don't need to heavily season it, because later on we're going to be tossing them in a bit of maple syrup and balsamic vinegar. And the balsamic that I'm using, actually, is a bottle of barrel-aged balsamic vinegar that we picked up at Pike's Market up in Seattle when we came up here on vacation. I don't remember how long ago. It was a while ago.
It's our 7th anniversary.
So
we just celebrated 15.
So yeah, we've had it about 8 years. But
vinegar lasts that long?
Yes, this stuff definitely. It is on the thicker side.
It also was on the expensive side.
Yes,
which is why we still have it.
Yeah. So it's this stuff, but it is of a thicker consistency from naturally barrel aging.
Look at that natural layer of dust on it.
Yes, that natural layer of dust. But so we'll be doing that with some of the maple syrup, and then that will be kind of the main flavoring for this. Now, this was bound to happen. We're finding a sprout that it looks like the bugs have decided that they wanted a piece of it. And I can't say I fault the bugs.
Did we see the fishmongers is what Pickle's asking.
Oh, yeah. You can't miss them. So, yeah, everybody knows about that one particular fishmonger stand where they have like the salmon that they throw back and forth. And it's literally a single salmon. They don't do it for customer salmons. That's a stunt salmon. But yeah, they definitely, that's kind of their thing. Because it attracts customers and all that. Interestingly, and you can't miss them either, because they're literally the very first thing you see when you go to the main entrance for Pike's Market, which is, if you've never been to Pike's, it's kind of an L shape, and it goes for a length, down the block, and it's right at the crux of the L, which is kind of like the big main entrance, and they're right there. You cannot miss them.
Next time you come up, we can do a
day trip up to Seattle.
We can do a day trip, or even go up and spend the night. It's about a 3-ish hour drives.
Yeah, a 3-4 hour ish.
It's a 4-hour train. Well, it's actually less than 4 hours. It's about a 3-hour train ride, which is fantastic. I'd recommend that.
But yeah, it.
As long as we don't get lost, right?
Yeah.
Pickles has a 3-hour tour.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, I don't want to get lost.
Man, what you can't see is I've got a foil lined tray here. I'm not just like throwing them off camera. But interestingly enough, that's whenever like we end up buying fish or something like that at Pike's, that is not the fishmonger we buy from. There's another one that's about, I don't know.
We found it. We went to this nice restaurant it was actually on our anniversary.
Yeah.
And chatting. They have this bar that's right where the chefs work. Not the chefs. That's just the one lead chef and then his little minions.
The sous chef. It was specifically
yeah, and
who
so
it
the
was.
sous chef station was literally right in front of where we're at. So we got to spend the whole evening interacting with him and asking questions. And we talked about how we wanted to buy fish, but, how do you... you can't take this on the plane safely.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, go to this other one, and they'll ship it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the one that recommended this particular shop. And sure enough, the stuff that they had is fantastic.
Yeah, it was, again, not cheap, but just think of you're buying all your fish in for the year at once instead of in pieces. Hey, Mama Bonbon's here.
Hey, Mama Bonbon. How's it going? Welcome. Yeah, we got, like, when we bought fish, there were king crab legs that we ended up buying, which were amazing.
Tuna.
Lobster tails, yeah.
It was one of those, like, and this is your total, like, I'm sorry, what? But, oh well.
Okay.
No regrets on that. It lasted forever.
Yeah, but, well, and thankfully, I mean, we told them when we would be arriving home, and so they delayed shipment to make sure that it wasn't sitting on the doorstep for like 2 days kind of thing. And everything was in fantastic condition.
Yeah, fully vacuum sealed.
Yeah, fully vacuum sealed. It was packed in dry ice. And yeah, it was awesome. I don't remember their name, but like I can walk right to them. The other big, there's a number of vegetable stands in there that are really good. And there was there's a place that specialized in pasta that was really good. They had a lot of really interesting pastas, and we picked up a couple, and it was absolutely fantastic. And then there were, a bunch of...
There's art. Let's think farmer's market.
Yeah, I think farmer's market. But, yeah, a bunch of, like, fruit and vegetable stands with some really amazing things. But also in kind of, not in the building itself, but kind of it's across the street and considered part of the market, is Beecher's Cheese. And you gotta hit them up. Most people go crazy for the Beecher's mac and cheese there, which is normally available like at Costco's. But that's not the thing to get, in my opinion. The thing to get is either their flagship cheddar, which is a cheddar made from ewe's milk, which is fantastic, or their flagship cheddar made from raw milk, which is absolutely amazing stuff. Okay, so the water is starting to almost gone. You can see.
Oh,
see,
yeah.
Did I singe my arm hairs? Yeah, I did. I singe my arm hairs like all the time over the flames, and like I don't even notice anymore. And so, if you ever like see me in person and you notice that my arm hair looks really blotchy for whatever reason, it's not because I have some kind of condition. It's literally because it's constantly getting singed off in the kitchen and I don't even notice. Yes, the Seattle Aquarium is very cool.
I have not been. I would very much like to go.
Yeah, the original Starbucks is right there too.
Oh, and they had this Polish restaurant we ate at. Woo.
Yeah, that was super good. Oh my gosh, but that fish and chips place that we ate at, it was a stall kind of across the street. They did fish and chips and like tacos and stuff like that.
We went twice,
the
just so we're clear.
jankiest electrical system.
Yeah.
I remember like seeing it and taking a picture because it was so janky. But oh my goodness, that fish and chips was insane. And
they did shrimp and chips too. It's Ivan's. It was the Ivan's I'm gonna Google it now, but I think it's Ivan's.
Was it Ivan's? I don't remember.
Because they're famous for their clam chowder, which is to die for.
Yeah, but they're making fish and chips out of like halibut, cod. There was probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 different types of fish that they were making fish and chips out of. And in my opinion, there wasn't a loser in the batch because they were using super fresh stuff, clearly.
That was
they've been doing it like for a very long time, all day, every day, and so they had it down.
When we travel, because you want to try all the foods, so we share a lot of stuff and
Yeah.
eat little meals. That way we could eat more variety. But
That was one of those places that,
that was you get your own, I'm gonna get my own.
yeah. And it was a place that like we easily would have gone back to and eaten at again.
Ivar's is, I think that's what it's called. I'm not 100% sure.
There was that ramen place that, well, actually there was what was it? It was a pho place and there was a ramen place there that we went to.
That dim sum in Seattle was
Oh yeah, the
fantastic.
dim sum was awesome.
That was some of the best shumai I've ever had.
All right, I'm turning the heat off on that one.
We need a, like, hey, DK,
Change the camera. Anyways, there's the bacon. And I'm back. But yeah, yeah, there was a ramen place. It was in, I think, North Seattle. Yeah, because it was up by Bottle Works. Oh, this is another one that's got
nature on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, thinking about what Pickle said about the cranberry farms.
What about them?
Well, they flood them, and then the spiders, like all the critters, start climbing all over the people because they don't want to drown.
Oh yeah.
It's like I had never thought of it, but that makes perfect sense.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole reason why it works like that is because cranberries are hollow. They've got that little air pocket in them. And so that's the whole reason why they flood them, is because once they do that, the cranberries float. And it makes them easier to harvest.
We all float down here.
We all float down here. So the Brussels sprouts, all told, are going to take about half hour in the oven. And since the chicken's going to take 45 minutes, we're going to put the chicken in for 15 minutes, and then we will put the Brussels sprouts in. And in the meantime, we'll get to work on the candied yams. So, Brussels sprouts. Okay. So let me put chicken in. Let's do that. Okay.
Temperature?
400 degrees.
Yep.
Kind of my go-to temp. There we go. Got the bacon. Yeah, 400. All right. I'm just draining these, and I'm gonna leave them off to the side, and then kind of right before we're ready to serve up, we'll chop them up. But in the meantime, got all this lovely rendered bacon fat.
Bacon. Fat equals flavor.
Fat equals flavor. And just pinch of salt. And pepper over everything. And then I want cut side down on everything, so then that way that flat side gets all nice and yummy yum yum. That was a technical term.
Yummy yum yum.
Yummy yum yum.
What do you find yummy yum yum?
Okay. So there we go. That is all set and ready to go into the oven in about 15 minutes.
Wind is howling a bit today.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's been chilly, yea verily. All right.
Yeah. Upper 30s in the morning. It's almost cold enough to put on a second layer, or a third layer, I should say.
Okay. Now to move on to the candied yam.
There's a whole one on the tray?
There's a whole what? Yeah, there's a couple of whole Brussels sprouts on the tray because those particular sprouts were small enough to where I wanted to just kind of leave them alone, whereas the bigger ones I was splitting in half.
So they're all about the same size with the same.
Yeah, so everything is roughly
Excuse
the
me.
same size. Exactly.
Sorry.
So that is the plan for that. So
It's-
on to the candied yams.
Yeah.
And I have here about 3 pounds of garnet yams that I need to peel and chunk up. And then we will get them candying, as it were. I need...
Which, just as an FYI to everyone listening, this is the first time he's ever made candied yams.
This is true. I'm going to get some water. You'd have no idea what I'm talking about. This is the 3 pounds of garnet yams I was just talking about, but failed to change the camera on. And this is just a bowl that I'm going to put water into, so then that way, after I peel and cut up the yams, they can go into the bowl of water and not discolor. And then we're going to talk about how we're going to get it done
How you're going to
in
candy them?
a faster amount of time. Because candied yams normally, you know, if you're doing them where you're roasting them in the oven or something like that, they can take, you know, an hour and change or plus. In this one, in this version, we're going to get them done probably before the chicken and the Brussels sprouts are actually going to be done. At least that's the plan. At any rate, I'm just going to give these a peel. Here's my peeler. I have a rolling trash can right here. And so I'm just like peeling directly into the trash can. And it's funny because on some like recipes that I've seen, it's like, oh, be sure you wash your yams first. But if I'm peeling them, why?
You just rinse them after.
Yeah.
Do you like candied yams?
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, they're okay. All right.
Why have you never made them before?
Oh. All right.
Official
And that's
term.
about all there is to that. So anyways, I'm aiming for kind of like larger wheels that I'm currently cutting. And then these are going to get Yeah, let's trim that end a little bit. There we go. I mean, I'll eat candied yams, but I can't say it's ever been something where I've like, oh my gosh, I'm totally craving it. You know what I mean? But part of the reason why I'm kind of doing this is like, hey, you know what, folks? You have options. You don't have to... you have options when it comes to like Thanksgiving foods. You don't have to... That's why, like, with the mashed potatoes that I did on Monday, why we turned them into the balls and we fried them. Hey, Mama Bonbon, thank you for the follow. I just saw the notification. So possibly, you know, alternatives to kind of the normal stuff that one would have. Change it up a little bit. Little girl's coming around. Hi, little girl.
I love roasted sweet potatoes too, pickle. But my mom made amazing candied yams. I enjoyed hers, which I learned how to make because this one here would never make them.
Okay. So the kind of the rounds that I'm cutting, I'm aiming for about 1 inch thick. And then right. And the last one. So yeah, I've never personally made this recipe. I have it actually printed out and I'm kind of referring to it. So it's an experiment.
We'll see how that experiment goes. I like adventure bites.
Well, I don't think you're going to have an issue with the flavor at all because I think everything that's in it is totally your jam.
Mostly. I saw that bag of marshmallows. The only time marshmallows are my jam is if they're in s'mores. Or, Rocky Road ice cream. And
Rocky Road?
That's my love of marshmallows. I've never really been that kind of sugar sort of girl. I'm a chocolate person.
Okay.
Oh yes, I love marshmallows and fudge.
Okay.
Which we'll have to make your fudge recipe, although I don't know if it's your fudge recipe.
Okay. These are in water. Those are good to go. That is the end of chopping everything that I need. So let me... There we go. Okay. Next up, I'm going to move this out of the way, and then we're going to start assembling the candied part of what we need to put together. And for that, I need to get a stick of butter, and it has listed on the recipe cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, ginger. but I had mixed up for the cheesecake pumpkin spice, which has all of that in there. And so I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to use a bit of that pumpkin spice mixture.
What?
Because why not? Okay. So let's... Alright, so... Oops, actually. So here's the bit of pumpkin spice that I mixed up. And that... Let's see. 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ginger, 2 teaspoons of nutmeg, a teaspoon and a half of allspice, and a teaspoon and a half of cloves. And that's all ground up. And that's pumpkin spice. This is the stuff that's going to bring white women in Uggs, puffy vests, and white sweaters a running. And the white brim hat. So
I want a puffy vest. I've always wanted a puffy vest, but I feel like this one here would make fun of me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so we got our pumpkin spice mix. And then...
I'm a white woman, I can't help it.
It happens. Okay. We need to melt some butter, add some pumpkin spice, add some sugar and brown sugar, some vanilla, and a bit of water to the mix. So we're going to head over to the stove.
Switch camera.
Yep. I'm just grabbing some of the things that I need.
I can help you if you need me to.
Well, thank you.
I am covered in dog hair, though.
So, no.
I can change and wash my hands.
Alright, so... butter goes in. And it's so weird. Like, whenever I melt butter in this pan, it's because I'm melting butter for popcorn. And so I'm automatically like wanting to make brown butter, but I don't want to make brown butter here. I just want to melt it and then start adding everything else.
Why wouldn't you want to do brown butter?
Because I want I don't want to evaporate the water that's in there.
Okay.
But I'm going to need a half cup of water. Okay. Dog bowl on the floor from when they ate.
Well, I figure I'll do dishes after you're done streaming.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because that's my life.
Not completely.
Financial statements. Oh, that's what I did today.
Guys, don't let her fool you. Her life is not doing dishes.
There's some dishes in there.
There is some. Yes, there's like 3 dishes in the sink.
Hey.
Don't believe the hype. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Thanks for your support.
Oh, 15 minutes have elapsed. Brussels sprouts. In. $15 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to add this hot water to the butter. Turn this up so we can get the butter all melted. And what are we looking at? About 2 teaspoons of the spice. Kind of expect like a mini sandworm to kind of pop out of this.
It's a little fuzzy. You can't really tell.
Hmm?
You need to fix the lighting too.
Okay, so that's
what did you season the sprouts with? Mama Bon?
Oh, salt and... Currently on the Brussels sprouts, it is rendered bacon fat, salt, and pepper. That is currently it. We haven't added anything else as of yet.
Operative term.
Yet. And... oh, you know what? I probably put them away. Need the half cup measure because I got to put in full cup of sugar. All right.
Lumping pickles, double fisting with G Bunny stream.
Oh.
No worries, pickle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and he's probably modding for him too.
Yeah, and Mama Bon Bon, my stomach's also growling.
All right. So there's half cup, full cup, and then a half cup, quarter cup of brown sugar. For some reason, I thought it was more. There we go. That is close enough for government work in this particular circumstance. Alright, so let's get that stirred up. And the last thing I need to add to this is a bit of vanilla extract, but we're going to do that back over here. But first I got to grab a trivet. Okay. Just stirring it up to try to get everything integrated. The sugar all mixed in. Alright, and that's looking and smelling really good. Let's grab the vanilla extract and about a tablespoon. There we go. Okay. Now, the secret of how we're going to get this done so quick.
Drum roll.
Instant Pot. That's right. We are instant potting this sucker. So, I'm going to go drain the sweet potatoes real quick, and then we're going to get them into the Instant Pot.
So how's everyone's Friday/Saturday?
Okay. Sweet potatoes are all up in there. Then we just pour this all over it. Get that in there. Stir to combine. Try to get it all coated and covered, which it occurs to me you probably couldn't see any of what I just did.
True.
So this is what's going on the inside. We've got all that lovely syrup down in the bottom. All of the sweet potatoes are coated, or yams, sorry. They are different. I'm just cleaning off the rim so it's got a nice clean seal. And we're going to put this on high for a total of, and this is the crazy thing, 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. So once it comes up to pressure, it'll be there for 10 minutes. Then we're going to let it natural release, which should, in theory, take about 5. And they should be completely cooked.
How long does it take to get up to pressure?
Because I used hot water, I brought the whole thing to boil. That entire, like the syrup was nice and hot. It shouldn't take that long to completely come up to temp. And then full pressure and go. So, in the meantime, and bring the sugars back. This is that aged balsamic vinegar, which looks and smells amazing. It is really thick, but it smells just fantastic.
Wow, Mama Bon, that sounds like fun. A second shingles vaccine and riding out.
Side effects on the remnants of Nicole crawl over the area. Oh!
How bad did Nicole get? There's a meteorologist I follow, and I haven't seen the latest updates, but...
So I was aiming for an equal volume of that balsamic and the maple syrup. And that is what the Brussels sprouts are going to be tossed in with the bacon. And the bacon, now that it's, cooled down, we can chop up. I'm going to go rinse my knife real quick.
I just had an idea. Sorry, new topic. I'm going to come back to your comment, though, Mama Bonglun. But if I don't get these topics out of my head, I'll forget. Sweetheart, you've done a ton of really cool side videos.
Yes.
You should talk about, not tonight, but how to incorporate all of these dishes into one meal and proper preparation for, and what can be done in advance, etc.
Totally.
Anyways, I'm sorry to hear that some homes got washed out because of Nicole. Hopefully you're where you're at. You're safe in your dwelling.
Drank. There's a YouTube channel we watch called it's Advanced Cleaning Systems.
Clean Team. They're out of Georgia.
Yeah. And they do rug and carpet cleaning.
And tile floor.
And tile floors and stuff like that. But it's funny, whenever they go to pour on there's
solvent?
a treatment that they, usually pre-treatment, he always says that he's going to let it dwell. And it's just
funny because I'm like, we never use the word dwell.
Yeah, especially like in that context.
Yeah, I'd let it soak.
And so, yeah, it's one of those things that it's like, oh, he said dwell, drank. He doesn't say it a ton, to be honest. I think, like in the last video that he posted, I think he said it a total of 3 times. Hey, Homitsu, what's going on? Let's start using the word dwell.
We're going to do that. Dwell. I'm going to dwell on that.
We're going to dwell on it. All right, so the bacon bits are chopped up, ready to go. We can get the cutting board out of here. I still have to unload the dishwasher. But, okay, it is on, it is preheating, ready to go. Now we can just kind of kick back.
DK said the opening ceremony was on. We have...
Yes.
I had Midnight Sumo on in the background. I see he's...
Yeah, we were wanting to watch, or at least I was wanting to watch the opening ceremony and the blessing of the doyo. And, I am super excited for tomorrow. The Chanko Nabe, I've written down my working recipe for it. And based off of not only the written recipe that was posted that Soraya found, but also based off of the YouTube video and what what is his name? I just looked it up. The wrestler that makes the chankonabe in that stable. The video where he's making it, that's kind of what I'm aiming for, using the written recipe as a base. And so there's a couple of substitutions between the written recipe versus what was done on that video. And I've gotten what I feel to be very close. It'll be really interesting to kind of see. The one ingredient that I haven't been able to source, although I know where I can get it, it's just I don't have time to make the trek to get it, is the Tokyo Negi.
Where is it at?
Uwajimaya.
I could probably go.
Maybe. Yeah? Actually, no, you probably could on your way back tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're driving separately, right?
No, we're just going to drive together, but I'm sure I could talk her into it.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, because the side highway, because you're going to be down in Lake Oswego.
Yeah.
And the side highway goes up to Beaverton. So, I mean, if you want. But that's going to be the only ingredient that I haven't been able to. I was going to use white parts of scallion since. So Tokyo Negi, for those that don't know, it is the large green onion used in Japanese cooking. Most of the time when you see it, they're relatively long, and it's mostly like the white and light green section. The green parts most of the time are taken off, but not necessarily always. And in the recipe for tomorrow, when you watch the video that was posted, it's almost all that white and light green section. The way that they're grown, they don't just like come up that way. They actually have to pile dirt around it as it's growing in order to lengthen that section. So I was going to use regular scallions as a sub, but just like the white and light green portions in it. But yeah, the roasted Brussels sprouts are smelling really good. Just watch the opening ceremony for the sumo. Oh, it's probably on YouTube. You're probably right. Yeah, because it's the blessing of the ring where the sumo wrestlers compete. There's always a blessing ahead of time, and then after the tournament ends, there's an offering that's actually buried in the center of the ring, and then they'll dig it up, and there's like a squid in there, amongst other things. And so it's in there for like 2 weeks. But there's a lot of pomp and circumstance when it comes to the Grand Sumo tournaments. And it's all pretty heavily rooted in Shinto rituals and the history of Japan. And there's a lot to it. It's super deep. Yes, exactly. It's actually an altar. And for the duration of the tournament, the referees are actually Shinto priests during that time.
Beep, beep.
Okay, so that's 15 minutes. That means I need to flip chicken. It also means I need to change cameras.
Bonsai Merlin agrees with dishes. Of course.
More dishes!
She has way more dishes than we do.
Okay. Oven fried chicken, we're flipping. I left the like extra skin flaps on because those become chicken chicharron. Because they usually crisp up quite a bit.
Yeah, Mama Bonbon, I don't know if you've seen the oven fried chicken. He makes it all the time. It's kind of a staple for us, but the skin gets super crispy and straight up delicious.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Hey, Captain Happy Pants!
Hey, Captain Happy Pants, what's going on? so I'm just changing these up and swirling them around to kind of mix it up. And then let's get that maple syrup and the balsamic vinegar. And I'm going to grab a little.
Captain Happy Pants fries sprouts in bacon grease, which is really fun. The pan that you see on the stove had we fried bacon in it, and the grease went straight onto the Brussels sprouts. So
Yep.
We do the same.
So, oh man,
We don't have the cool jar that
Bonsai has.
Bonsai has, yeah. Just imagine a pan that is, had some bacon grease in it on the stove. It's now in.
Okay, so there
we'll
we go.
leave it there for you.
Maple syrup, balsamic vinegar. Okay, I just heard the Instant Pot is now at full pressure, so it's going to go for 10 minutes. And I'm about to reset this timer for 15, which means that everything should be done right around the same time.
A hot meal. Yum.
There we go. And then the bacon bits that we chopped up will go on at the very end. Done after one night. Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, like, I had thought about deep frying the Brussels sprouts, but it was like,
Hey,
I deep fried the mashed
Elizabeth.
potato balls. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome, welcome. How are
Mama
you doing?
Bonsai's here.
Mama Bonsai. Welcome, welcome.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I cut you off. My bad.
No, because you never do that.
Hey, vice versa.
Hey.
I learned it from watching you, alright? Mommy and Daddy are fighting again.
Hi, little puppy. You gonna sit? You gonna sit? You gotta sit. See how she backs up? Oh, big guy heard.
The topping. Captain Happy Pants is asking about the topping.
Oh,
On the Brussels sprouts.
the Brussels sprouts. Okay, so they're tossed in the bacon fat, salt and pepper, roasted. Then what I put on was a 50-50 mix of maple syrup and balsamic vinegar. That's going to roast for another 15 minutes, and then we're going to toss in bacon bits at the very end, and that's going to be the side for the evening.
It's a very thick, expensive balsamic vinegar.
Yeah, it's a barrel aged balsamic vinegar that we bought at Pike's Market up in Seattle.
A few years
ago. But it's fantastic stuff. But it's also one of those that you just want to like. You got to be careful with it because it's pretty potent. But for this particular instance, it's perfect for it.
I wish I could help you do those dishes. I'll tell you,
Oh yeah.
looking at your sink, not only do you have, no dishwasher, but you have like the littlest sink ever.
That is true.
And you get extra points in life because you
And you take it. So, you'll be proud of me though. I mixed up my own pumpkin spice. I did, however, fail at checking the sour cream ahead of time to make sure that it was still okay.
Oops.
I thought it was fine because I didn't think I had bought it all that long ago. But then when I cracked the lid and I got a whiff of it, I was just like, yeah, no, this is not right. So, the pumpkin cheesecake is going to wait.
Yeah, I offered to go to the store, but he didn't want.
Yeah, it was one of those things. It was like it was really close to beginning to stream, and I didn't. Last thing I wanted to have her do was run out, rush, and come back and everything. I'm like, you know what? It's fine.
You're right, Captain. It's not the size of the sink; it's how you wash it.
Yes, the pan is here.
Yep, the pan came.
9-inch springform. And what's
Non-stick, because Bonsai said non-stick.
non-stick? The recipe that I'm going to be using for the pumpkin cheesecake. Initially, it recommended doing it in a water bath, which I've done before. But I don't know. I'm not so concerned about the top cracking because it's going to get a topping anyways. So I'm not really all that super concerned about it. And for some reason, Discord's screaming.
We can do like Costco and just put a thin layer of some sort of...
Well, that's just it. That's kind of the dirty secret about most cheesecakes is that, especially like if you buy them at the store, once you cut a slice, if you look at it, the very top, you should see like a super thin layer that's a little bit different than everything else. It's because they normally put on like a layer of a slightly sweet and sour cream, and that fills in any cracks and makes it look all beautiful. Hey, Mostly Quiet Tat, welcome. Tossing additional water beside my cheesecake. Yeah, it's something like that. I mean, generally what it's there for is to, if you're baking it in the water bath, it's doing two things. One, it's adding moisture to the interior of the oven in order to, again, prevent that cracking, but it's also acting as a temperature regulator to kind of even out the temperature that's coming in from the sides, so then that way it bakes more evenly.
Knowledge.
So
the more you know.
The more you know. So yeah, that's actually from what I understand, it's letting it cool before removing from oven naturally. So there's that too, and that's really common in the New York cheesecake style, where you bake it, but then you turn the oven off and you just barely crack it, and then you let it like really slowly come down for like another hour or so, and that helps with the texture and the cracking and everything else. But then it needs to rest like another 6+ hours. So funny thing about resting a steak, but we'll get to that in a minute. I did, however, find recipes for doing a cheesecake in an Instant Pot. And I'm like, now wait, that's interesting. Because that would speed it up quite a bit. You do, however, still need to bake the graham cracker crust first before putting it in there. But then whatever pan you're making the cheesecake in, you put it on top of a trivet in there, and you have water on the bottom to create the steam. But it's something I do want to give a try. This guy, this is the big one. Every recipe that I've ever seen for an Instant Pot cheesecake says a 7-inch pan. So
okay, wait. What's the other disaster, Bonsai? You wrecked yours doing what?
Utter disaster. What? Oh, resting a steak. So
well, that's what I was gonna ask. Is wouldn't you have to worry about carryover cooking by leaving something in the oven longer?
Yes, but that's part of the process.
So you don't cook it as long, factoring that in?
No, so like the cheesecake you bake for like an hour, but then you turn it off and then let it kind of like coast down naturally over the course of an hour, and so it continues to carry over, but it's much gentler.
But how does it not get overcooked?
Because that time it's factored into it. The cooling down is factored into the full time, as opposed to...
said?
No. You said nothing. Anyways.
We have it on permanent recording, but that's okay. I love you.
That's right. We do have it on permanent recording. Okay. Resting of steak. Yeah,
I'm a loss too.
Well, because Captain Happy Pants was talking about how it's like resting a steak. The thing about resting steaks, It's kind of a myth.
Uh-oh.
It's one of those things that's like, oh, you have to rest the steak, you have to rest the steak, you have to let the juices redistribute and everything. However, I've seen tests done where they've seared a steak and then sliced into it immediately afterwards versus a steak that they've let rest for like, say, 15, 20 minutes and then sliced into. The amount of juices that come out is the same. What the conclusion was is that none of the juices that are in there actually redistribute back into the muscle fibers. The cooking process squeezes them out and it doesn't like reabsorb them. So yeah, it's one of those things like, never wash mushrooms that, everyone, or how searing seals in the juices, for instance. It's one of those things that has been propagated for years and years and years, but time up. So now we'll wait for the natural release. Unfortunately, it's just not really true. I know there's going to be a lot of people that disagree and will die on that hill, and that's fine.
That's totally fine. We still love you.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
Yeah, Bonsai's not had luck making cheesecake in the Instant Pot.
Oh, you've tried making the cheesecake in the Instant Pot. Interesting.
Making the cheesecake, yeah.
And it was the worst. I am really, really curious what recipe you used. The recipe that I was gonna go off of was Amy and Jackie, I think is the website. She always backs up to one of the mats and sits. Jane.
That guy's passed out on the couch.
Is he?
Oh, here he comes.
Come here, buddy.
Which, we'll have to send you a link, Pickle, but today marks the anniversary of Jay being at the shelter.
Yeah.
And there's video of him as just under 3 years old.
Yeah. It's
so
kind of
cute.
crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I forgot the better of me. Okay. The recipe that I'm thinking of using is off of, it's by Amy and Jackie. I think it's like instantpotrecipes.com or something like that. And to be honest, when it comes to like Instant Pot recipes as a reference, I really like that site because they've really taken the time to test their recipes before posting them. And in fact, their cheesecake recipe is like number 17. They've tested it like 17 times in order to get to that particular recipe. And there's a bunch of stuff that they talk about as to what makes for the best one. Like, for instance, not over mixing, not incorporating like a lot of air.
We'll have to give it a try. One try.
Yeah, we'll give it a try. And
I don't want to waste cream cheese either.
I'm thinking I might be able to use this pan. It's not a spring form, but if I wrap the bottom in foil.
Can you put that in the Instapot?
Yeah.
It doesn't mess things up?
No, there's no reason why it would be messed up from it. But that is that's the plan, is I want to give that one a try. I should be good. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a metal pan. Coming up to increased pressure shouldn't have any effect on it whatsoever. It's not really affected by atmospheric pressure or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. It just appears in the kitchen and it tastes good. And the dishes show up.
That's right. I'm a wizard, Harry.
You are a wizard.
Okay, so we got like a minute 45 on that timer. What?
It's just so we're at church a few weeks ago, and this girl walks up. She's brand new married. She's what? I don't know.
Who knows?
22, 24-ish. You know?
Ish.
She just got married last year. And she strolls up there like kind of... She's got this big scarf on. And she's going up to say the closing prayer.
And she's kind of...
She's got this like pimp daddy, like the Hagrid pimp daddy walk, you know?
Kind of, yeah. It was like, it wasn't like a graceful walk. It was kind of a lumbering walk. And she's only like 5'3".
Yeah, she's a tiny woman.
Yeah.
She's not even really overweight, you know?
No, not at all.
Anyways, David quietly leans over and whispers, "You're a wizard, Harry."
You're a wizard, Harry.
It was so funny. I was like... It was
bad. Like, I'm sitting here, like, clenching my mouth shut. Like, I'm holding it shut to keep myself from laughing out loud.
Yes.
Our bodies are just convulsing from laughter and trying to keep it in. The whole pew is just rocking.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was just... I don't know why, but something about the entirety of the situation... And that's the quote that came to mind. You're a wizard, Harry.
It was hilarious, like completely. Oh, yeah.
And the dogs are...
They're playing. We got some looks afterwards. Like, oh, we sit in the back for a reason.
Yeah. It's true. Okay.
But it was hilarious.
It was super funny.
Oh! Challenge accepted. Captain Happy Pants believes all meats need to be rested after cooking. Prove me wrong.
Prove you wrong?
Okay.
All meats?
Yeah. I don't know. Please explain.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a side-by-side steak comparison where we cut into one quickly and another one we let
Well, I was
rest.
going to say, because, first of all, just call me Bacon Bay.
There's the Brussels sprouts.
You know that Salt Bay dude is literally like 5 feet tall?
What? What are you talking about?
Salt Bay?
I don't know what
Oh,
that
that's right.
is.
You wouldn't know about that.
Like, speak English.
So there's this dude out of, I think, Turkey is where he's from. And he became, like, famous on social media for being this really flamboyant...
And apparently not very nice person, according to Captain.
Yeah. Dude is a piece of work. He's literally, like, 5 feet tall. But his whole thing was, like, he would slap the meat around and be like, and, like, do the knife and be all flamboyant. And then he would, like, do this thing with the salt to, like, sprinkle it on from, like, up high. And I remember the first time I saw it, I'm like, this guy's a moron. But he, like, became, like, this huge internet sensation. And I ended up looking into it a little bit more. And I want to say the restaurant that he's co-owner of, I think Robert De Niro's actually involved with it, but he's got like a couple of locations.
In Turkey?
Yeah, it's like Turkey or something like that. But he's got this very distinctive look. It's like this plain white t-shirt, hair tied back in a long ponytail.
What's
He's got
his
these
name?
round black glasses, and he's just like this stern look like, I'm the greatest thing on earth. And
What is his name? I'm going to Google him.
I don't know, just Google Salt Bay.
Salt Bay. Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Now you, okay, see, there we go. So,
Google images.
yeah, just a billion things are going to pop up because he's been parodied. Anyway, so this is chicken, just out of the oven,
Not rested.
not rested.
But look at that skin. Although we only see your hand right now.
Actually, what I need is the cranberry sauce.
Yes.
But yeah, so the skin, I don't know if you can hear that, but this right here is my little
That's his favorite part.
chicken skin chicharron.
Chicharron.
Mm.
I can hear the crunch from here. And I'm not even in the same room.
It's like I've done this before.
He usually eats my chicharron. I can't say it's my favorite. I'm sorry if I lose points with you guys.
Okay. We got chicken, Brussels sprouts. Let's do a pressure release on this.
Okay. Well, he did just he cut open the one. Captain. And then the other ones will sit. We'll let mine sit. Oh, good. I'm not alone. Thanks. I'm just not a big fan. Part of it is when I was a wee bit younger, I had some gallbladder issues, and I had to coach all my and don't do that, by the way.
What? Egg and I. What is up? Oh my goodness. Oscar Varium, Little Pickle, Mads, Big D's. Ooh,
Very
a nice
exciting.
egg. I would love an egg. Thank you very much.
Yes, please. Thank you guys.
We like eggs.
Or girls, or people they...
Folk. We'll just
Folk.
go with folk.
Thank you, folk.
Folk is a good, totally neutral term. Oh, the Wrath. What? What is up, all ya all? Mark. What is happening? Hey,
Hey, another pickle.
another pickle. Welcome, folks. Egg and I, how was your stream? What's up? What are you up to?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
You stream? You stream eggs?
He streams eggs. We like eggs.
Yeah. Eggs are delicious.
Egg is one of our favorite sumo wrestlers, too.
That's right.
Folk is excellent. My pronouns are they, them. Okay, see? Folk works, right?
Perfect. Folk.
So yes, welcome, Raiders. Making chicken, in fact. What? That's awesome. What kind of chicken? So this chicken that I've got down here, which you can't see because it's a little far back, so let me move the camera around a little bit for you. There we go. So this is a chicken that I make with some frequency. It's oven fried chicken. I normally use thighs when I make it because it's got, for me, the best bone to meat ratio, and I prefer dark meat. The thighs themselves is just seasoned up with salt and then a spice mixture that I make called pixie dust. Then it's dredged in, at the moment, it's probably like a combination of tapioca, potato, and cornstarch-ish. Then baked at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes, 30 minutes, skin side down, 15 up, and skin's super crispy, and it's super yummy and delicious.
Crispy.
Over here, these are roasted Brussels sprouts that were tossed in bacon fat. Then halfway through the roasting process, maple syrup and some aged balsamic vinegar that I have, and then salt and pepper. And then over here in the Instant Pot, which you're just in time to watch me crack open and see if this is going to be a horrible failure or a great success.
Epic failure.
Thank you.
Just kidding.
Uh,
Yes, I'm the other voice in the other room.
yes, this is Mrs. Wayso, my wife. And
it's not a big kitchen, so
yeah,
it's usually
get out. But we've got
like he's gonna say right now.
no, not yet. You're fine because it's feeding time.
It's almost feeding time.
It's almost feeding time. So let's extend this arm, see if we can't get a better view on things. So there we go. There's our Instant Pot Candied Yams. So, oh boy, thank you, little pickle.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the first time for me making these in the Instant Pot. Oh, and they look nice and soft. And these were literally in the Instant Pot, 10 minutes on high pressure. And then we let them come down naturally for about 9 minutes, and then I release the pressure on them, kind of like the Kraken. So I'm just dishing up some of this. Then I've got my piece of chicken here on the plate that I've cut up, now that it's on the camera view. There we go. All right, so I can pull this back now. Let's get down here.
That looks awesome.
Boom. Money shot.
We were debating cutting into your meat or the requirement of needing it to rest.
And okay, I'm moving this tray a little bit, so then that way.
Also, so Thanksgiving, we live in America, and Thanksgiving's coming up. So in preparation for what DK here calls High Holy Week, he's been making...
Because Thanksgiving is one of the high holy days for food.
Yeah, for food. So he's been making side dishes in preparation for the holiday.
All right. There we go. I've got this camera on a swing arm, so that's why I'm able to, like, extreme close-up. Although now it's, because it's at full extension, it's like, no, I'm not going to cooperate.
Yeah.
Thanks,
now,
dude.
Tomorrow we're going...
There it goes.
We're going away from the Thanksgiving food because we're fans of sumo wrestling.
And the November Grand Sumo Tournament starts tomorrow for us, Sunday for Japan. And in honor of that, I'm going to be making chunko nabe, which is a sumo stew. Specifically, the recipe from the sumo stable that won the fan contest at the big sumo fan day that they had last month. And so that's what we're up to with that. Anyways, the reason why I'm kind of closing up on this is because earlier this week, I made a cran raspberry sauce, which is straight up cranberries, raspberries, sugar, and a sour beer. I used, still have the bottle, Cuvée de Jacobus Rouge, which is a Flemish red, in the same vein as Rodenbach, which is probably the most famous of the Flemish reds. But this one I think is like a 7-year-old bottle that I've been cellaring and that I use. But that's all cooked down, and I strained out the skins and the seeds and all that stuff. And I have this delicious cranberry sauce, and we realized, because I made oven fried chicken earlier this week, that this cranberry sauce on this chicken is friggin' delicious. So I'm just gonna get it all up on there. Unashamedly. Because this stuff is straight up delicious.
Yes, there were no spiders harmed in the making of this cranberry sauce.
Maybe there were, but there's like a bajillion of them, so I don't feel too bad. I used to be a pest control tech, so killing spiders was part of the gig. But that cranberry sauce with that chicken is...
It's a great combo.
It is S tier.
Yeah, we only did it kind of on accident because you made chicken because we needed protein with our sides.
Yeah. So normally when I make this, I use a Reynolds nonstick foil, but I grabbed this piece of chicken purely to just kind of show how crispy the skin is. And I usually keep the little flap of skin on there. That's my little chicken chicharron.
The egg and I is bouncing.
Okay.
They have
hey,
to
no
go,
worries.
Yeah, they got to go clean up.
Got to go clean up the kitchen. I feel ya.
Yeah.
Have a good lurk. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the follows, the Wraith, Egg and I, Marco Mark, Little Pickle. Thanks for everyone who's, still kicking around and wondering, okay, what kind of dumpster fire did I get myself into? But it's literally like tasting stuff now.
That's the best part.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Yeah, I found your channel, The Egg and I. So I followed you, so I hope I'll get notified.
That's really nice.
We have found Macro Mark. Hopefully I said that right. We have found some incredible people doing these streams. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Bonsai Merlins are, sister.
We just met a month ago, but I swear she's a sister from another mister.
Yeah,
it feels like we've known her for years.
Yeah, and it's been incredible. And the people, everybody's so supportive and understanding, and I need to get in on that action.
You need to get in on this. Kitchen table's back there, and that's where Mrs. Wace is currently hanging. But
not anymore.
So yeah, sweet potatoes. I used a mixed up pumpkin spice that I made to go in on this.
I'm curious how your yams turned out. This is the first time he's ever made them.
Yeah, I'm not normally a candied yam person, but
that's excellent.
It's not. How do I put this?
I would tell the
It's
truth.
not crazy sweet.
No.
But it's like just enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of hard to describe like the level of sweetness. It's like, oh, okay. It's not fatiguing, if that makes any sense. Because sometimes you know how like you'll eat something, and if it's too strongly flavored, your mouth gets tired of that. Not me, I hate you all. Yeah, we hate you too. Ah!
That's right, Lumpy.
Yeah.
No, this is really good.
Nothing but hate.
I will speak the truth if he makes poopy food.
That's true. And that's what I've always asked her to do. It's like, you know what, if it's garbage, say as much. And it, honestly, like there have been things that I've made on stream where I'm like, you know what, I'm not so happy about this.
Well, there was something you made a while back. I'm like, yeah, and that's just going in the bin.
It's like, yeah, that wasn't good.
I don't remember what it was, but don't make that again, childrens.
Yeah, whatever it was, I don't remember.
Yeah, this cranberry sauce and chicken's just incredible. It's a cranberry raspberry combo.
Oh, the marshmallows? The marshmallows are right here.
You faked me out, didn't you?
I faked you out.
Because you know I'm not really a marshmallow girl.
I know. You're my Stay Puft Marshmallow girl. Whoop. Yeah. My win to loss percentage is still pretty good.
Well, when you make things like those deep fried mashed potato balls you made the other day.
Yeah,
holy
Monday.
smokes.
Exactly, Lumpy. But oh man,
these are really good,
right?
Yeah.
Like the spice isn't too heavy. Like it's enough to kind of accent the flavor. The sweetness isn't overpowering.
And the yam flavor comes through.
Yeah, and the yam flavor comes through.
Because sometimes people make it so sugary you can't taste yam.
Yeah, because it literally tastes like, brown sugar, maple syrup, and marshmallows. And, oh, hey, there's this orange mush that happens to be there. But this is actually, hats off to, I forget whose recipe I used. But it's good.
Letting the chicken dwell in the sauce is delicious.
Right?
We're bringing a word.
We're bringing it back. We're bringing back the word dwell. That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That is, yeah. I'm happy.
Good.
I'm very happy.
So am I.
Yeah.
You've done a good job.
Thank you. And then tomorrow Chanko Nabe.
Yeah.
I am super excited for tomorrow. Like seriously, let us dwell on this deliciousness. Thank you. Thank you.
Your Homonisu is your idea to
That's true.
Bring it back.
That's right. Homitsu, it's all you, girl. Or guy. Folk.
I think she said girl.
I thought so too. But yeah, like honestly, tomorrow I am so stoked. Because Sumo's back. For for like the next 15 days. We are not getting very much sleep.
Yeah.
How much balsamic and maple syrup did I use on the sprouts? Okay, so the sprouts, I had a little over a pound-ish. I probably used about 1.5 tablespoons of each.
Here's the balsamic. We got it when we were in Seattle.
Yeah.
It's a barrel-aged balsamic from Italy.
Yeah, but it's definitely on the thicker side. Wouldn't be... Insta-URL is broke. I don't know if I still have one. Yeah, it is tactical snacking. And it should be in there.
Should have made my own plate.
Well, we still can.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was hungry.
Let's check. Oh, that's weird.
Okay.
Snack pack. That's odd. I'll have to pull it up on another thing and fix the link. But yeah, it's tactical snacking is what comes up on Insta, or at least it should. Yeah, I can confirm link is borked. Yeah, I just checked myself. Yeah, it is. It is an easy fix. I just don't happen to remember it off the top of my head, and it would be on my phone, but my phone is what's giving us this view. So I can't I mean, I suppose I could if y'all want to watch me log into Instagram, but I don't really feel like doxing myself. You know, that's a rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. That's okay. I've had famous Canadians dox me already, so. Oh yeah. So I am very happy with this.
Yeah, this turned out really well. Is there any questions? Or
yeah. Any questions?
Ideas, suggestions, thoughts?
Whatever. I could be food questions. I was hoping to, leading up to Thanksgiving, doing a culinary tech support like series of streams where literally I'm just like Discord voice chat. So then that way, if you had questions about stuff, that we could talk it out and figure out some like recipe ideas or whatever. Because that was something that I did, oh gosh, this was 13 years ago, I think, when I worked the holiday table at a Whole Foods market, where it was like, okay, yeah, I'm helping people take orders for like turkeys and stuff like that. But what was happening is people were rolling up that are like, I'm cooking for, like, here's a great example. A woman came up, newly married, first holiday, all the family's getting together, and she's in charge of the turkey, and she had no idea what she was doing, and she was freaking out. And so thankfully, I had coworkers that could kind of help out with some other stuff, and I sat there with her, and we talked through it. And I said, okay, you know, like, how many people do you have? I'm like, okay, well, based on that, this is the size bird that you're going to want. And then I told her to, you know, come back and I'll have some instructions written out for her. So then that way she can get the bird roasted up. And she did it. She followed my instructions. And then she came back after Thanksgiving and found me and told me that everything came out perfect. She was super happy. And I had a really great time doing that, just kind of helping people out. It's like, you know what, I have this knowledge. It would be a bad thing to not share it with those who are in need of it. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to really try and do, is provide this kind of culinary tech support, because this is one of my, probably my number 2 passion.
You have a certain set of skills.
I have a certain set of skills that I've honed over a lengthy career of eating. And so because of that, that's why I want to help people out. I want to help them rediscover that, guess what? Food can be delicious. You can make it. And it's, it takes a little bit of time, but guess what? Your patience and your efforts will be greatly rewarded. So if I can lend my experience and my knowledge to help somebody elevate their eating and help them eat better, or just better food, then, why wouldn't I? So, that's enough of me on the soapbox.
So a question did come in via
Yes.
text message. How much maple syrup did you use?
Oh, I read the question and I was in the middle of I did answer that. I said about a tablespoon and a half each of that aged balsamic and maple syrup.
So it was almost like a 50-50.
Yeah, it was about a 50-50. I eyeballed it, and I eyeballed about a tablespoon and a half that I poured into the ramekin, and then I went for about an equal volume of the maple syrup. And then, at the 15-minute mark of roasting the Brussels sprouts, poured them over the tray, mixed them up, and tried to get everything kind of glazed up, so then that way, when it went back in the oven, it could soak in and kind of caramelize. So
It's fitty.
fitty.
And fitting to put in this mouth.
Yep, I'm finna go to town on this chicken skin.
I left it for you because I
Thank
love you.
Because I like crispy
Except that's
chicken
your
skin.
hand. There it is. That's love.
Do some freaky naughty things to that chicken. After Vanna White showed the vinegar. No, I did mention it. I remember specifically saying a tablespoon and a half. But that's okay.
Some people were doing other things.
That's all right. Okay. El Capo Live, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, and the raid. The Egg and I, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Egg and I,
You
for that
brought some
raid.
cool people. Like I said, we've met some incredible people.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out, hopefully next time you stream, I'm able to pop into chat. That'll be cool.
Yeah. I mean, we met Lumpy Pickle through stream, and now...
This is true.
He's actually been to the house.
He's been to the house. He's eaten my food and lived to tell the tale.
Yeah.
So
He's proof.
he's proof. I'm not incredible. I'm just okay. Yeah, he's all right. You need to
You
make the
guys
oven fried
are-
chicken. Yeah, absolutely. I'll talk you through a Lumpy Pickle.
You survived. Thanks. I vote no confidence in Lumpy Pickle.
Oh, so that's how it's going? Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, buddy.
See if we invite you over again.
Ah! What? Okay. Well, I think I know who we're going to go raid into. Because, well, he's back from Portugal. And that would be Feta URL hangs with Twitch friends now. That's awesome, Mark. Yeah, there's been a few people that we've had a chance to meet IRL from Twitch. And there's a bunch more that we're planning on meeting this next year. It's been pretty amazing. The people that we've stumbled into and have become friends with.
I said the community's been amazing.
Yeah, the community's been amazing. Community's really been amazing. Yeah, Twitch friends are absolutely a lot of fun, Little Pickle. You're absolutely right. And even though, I know I've got people in my chat from all over the world. We're in the Portland metro area, for reference.
In the Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest.
Get the correct
Yeah,
Portland
that
there.
Portland. Not Portland, Maine, but like the Portland, Oregon metro area.
Yeah, I don't know where you guys are from. You're welcome to tell us or not tell us
Or
if
not,
you don't
and
want.
that's totally fine. But I've got a bunch of friends now up in Canada. We've got friends all across the U.S. We've got friends over in Guam. We've got friends in New Zealand and Australia.
Greece,
yes. There's some friends in Germany.
Oh, yeah.
There's multiple friends in the UK. It's pretty crazy, and we're looking forward to meeting as many as possible. And those things, it's like, hey, people are rolling through. It's like, hey, give us a shout. That's actually kind of a thing we'd love to do, is host, a Twitch dinner party kind of thing, like an IRL dinner party. So that'd be fun.
That'd be
New
awesome.
homies in New England. Nice. Oh, I lived in Connecticut for a couple of years, so Massachusetts, eh?
My family history is from Massachusetts, actually.
So, yeah, I've not had a chance to visit Massachusetts yet, but yeah, I lived in Connecticut for a couple of years, and I've been close to Massachusetts, like Enfield, which is about as close to Massachusetts as you can get without actually going into Massachusetts, because it's right there at the border off of 95, I think it is. That 95 that runs north-south, right? It's been a long time.
A couple of years.
It's been a few years, like 25 years, something like that. Yeah, 95. So, but yeah, anyways. Yeah, I lived in New Haven for a while. Hartford. Out in Danbury, amazingly. When John Oliver, I don't know if anybody watches him, and he was going on about how Danbury sucks. I'm like, really? I really like Danbury. I liked it when I lived there. It was a nice place. Like, it was relatively quiet, but it was a nice place. I liked it. So the fact that he was like going off on him, like, I don't know if he knows what he's talking about. But
that's his job, is to sell his stuff.
That's true.
Anyways, we're gonna go hang out with G Money.
Yeah, we're gonna go hang out with G Money. Grant Truesdell, who is one of the guitarists for the Canadian power metal band Unleash the Archers. He is kind of the reason why I'm streaming.
And the reason why a lot of us have met.
It's a reason why a lot of us have met. And yeah, and a whole lot more. He's an amazing dude. Wise
incredible
beyond his
artist.
years. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not your kind of music necessarily, but the whole band are super awesome people. We absolutely love them. They've been to the house.
Yeah.
We fed them.
That was an incredible experience. When you're like, just invite them over. All they're gonna do is ignore it. Worst case, you know?
Yeah.
And
but no, suddenly it's like the day before they leave on tour. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, we're down to come over to your place to eat.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What's happening? So
when the bus,
when the bus pulled up out front, it was like, this is actually happening.
This is unreal.
Yeah, it's totally unreal. But yeah. Anyways, G Money is amazing. We love him.
He's actually been here multiple times.
He has been here multiple times. So
he can vouch for the cooking as well.
He can too. All right, so let me, first and foremost, let's throw up the raid message. And then, yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow. I believe the festivities for the sumo tournament are going to start, I want to say it's 6 o'clock Pacific. So right now, my plan is to start streaming at 4 Pacific. And then we'll raid into the Midnight Sumo, who's the sumo streamer that we hang out in the channel. So that's where we'll be going. But yeah, anyways, we're going to go raid G Money. And I will see, hopefully, a good chunk of you all tomorrow. And thank you so much again for the raid. Thank you so much, new friends. Hope to see you again. And have yourselves a wonderful evening. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for coming by.
Hello, boys and